Right, looks like DJI followed through with the UPS slip, so I'm on my way to return the battery. So this will be my second time to return it. Hopefully everything will go smoothly. This would be kind of sad if they don't give me a proper one at this rate, since this is my second time going through it, because in many ways I'm doing it just like everyone else would. So if I'm having all this trouble, I can only imagine how many other people are as well. So hopefully everything works out well. And the election was done yesterday, and apparently it's a big huge deal that it's a minority government. Like basically no one has like the full amount of the seats where they can just, I guess, make laws without necessarily listening to anyone else. So I guess that's good. At the same time, I guess the negative is going to be people are going to be arguing back and forth saying, nope, I won't approve your thing if you don't approve ours. I know one interesting thing I was talking about yesterday, like a person like me, I'm not really into politics, but people usually say every vote counts, right? And I was looking at this one riding, holy, the person apparently won by only 9 votes. Wow, 9 votes, think about that. Although they'll probably do a recount because it's so close and all that. Right, I'm almost at the store. Obviously this is what it is. Yeah, just a regular box. Funny enough, this is the box that my filters came in, so I thought I'd use this to return the battery. Last time I didn't put any of this stuff on because I didn't know I was doing it right, but yeah, I'll do the same thing. Right, just like last time, that was fast and painless. Whether or not they'll actually give me the working battery and stuff, that would be another question. Everyone's hanging around here for some reason. Oh, look what's hidden here. I guess that was the story of the day. Now let's see some comments. You guys were asking if I ever seen that drone video of the teenager getting attacked by the girl because she thought rather the drone was spying on her. I briefly looked at it just now just because you mentioned it, and yeah, it seems pretty brutal, but in many ways that's what I expect most people to do right now with the hysteria of drones. You guys were also suggesting that I'd read something about this European Aviation Safety Agency, like a report, like something's going on. If there's something interesting to talk about here, what exactly is it? I mean, I'm trying to rely on people to give me information as well, because I was just looking at this report and it's over 100 pages. So I was wondering, is there like a specific point you guys wanted to address? Because again, for me, in terms of the educational, I know for me, I'm a little bit more less formal than you want to call it, because if the general public doesn't understand it in a straightforward way, then for the most part, we are just convincing the people that know what it's about, if that makes sense. And I think one of the key is to educate the general public. So if there's a specific point, I mean, feel free to write it out in the comments and everything like that. And that brings me to my main topic that I actually read about today that was kind of really interesting. We have always talked about how people are reporting drones and you can't really tell if it's a bird or a balloon. Well, this one's really interesting. How about a drone that's literally shaped like a bird here? Now, to my understanding, there's basically problems around the airports with birds. I suppose they pose a danger to like aircrafts and all that. So apparently this drone, or whatever you want to call it, that's shaped like a bird, is basically designed to scare away the rest of them. So as you can see here, it actually looks pretty cool. I mean, if this thing was up in the air, literally, can you tell if this is a drone or a bird? There was this interesting quote here though. It says, "The airport said it's always been an early adopter of new technologies and will make sure the robo-birds are used safely." That's kind of funny, because fundamentally, aren't everyone, like the airports and everything like that, so afraid of drones in general? What is the difference here? Is it just because it's shaped like a bird that it seems less threatening, if that makes sense? It comes back to the point how it's only like a really few select people who fly really dumb, like near airports and all that. I even wondered before, okay, if you embrace like new technologies and all that, why don't you just have like a dedicated drone flyer, for example, in the airport? I mean, it sounds like that's how it's gonna be with these birds or whatever. You're gonna have like a dedicated drone flyer. Why don't you have like a dedicated drone flyer in the airports? You see somebody snooping around and all that? Get your pilot or whatever, your designated flyer, to go fly that thing and find out who it is. I mean, if it's the consumer drones, those things don't last very long. I mean, if that guy is flying there for, say, I don't know, he was hovering 10 minutes, I would assume by the time you launch yours, you're gonna have like 30 minutes of battery, so it'll be pretty easy to actually find the guy. So why wouldn't you do that? In my opinion, you can use the technology in a great way, and I'm sorry the pun, but in this case, you can kill two birds with one stone. You can have like a drone to manage the birds to scare them away from the airport, at the same time find like the troublemakers in a really easy way. I mean, am I oversimplifying this? Like, why can't an airport just have like a designated drone flyer? Why have all these ridiculous laws of these 75 meters away from every single thing? Why not just have designated people to go after like whoever the bad apples are? Or are you telling me this public hysteria about drones is all because they don't think they look fashionable enough or cute enough? If that's the case, does anyone have like a Pikachu cover for the Mavic Pro just so that the public will embrace it more? I don't know, to me in many ways it's kind of funny how if you package and present something differently with a different narrative, then all of a sudden, hey, they're fantastic, whereas underneath it's the exact same thing fundamentally if you think about it. It's a major double standard in many ways if you think about it, because in this case they kind of re-emphasized, yeah, we'll do it really safely and all that, but even with the recreational drone flying, even though people say, hey, there's safeguards of doing it safe, they still give you the, but what if this thing goes out of control and flies to the road and crashes into something? Then what? I should say the same thing about this bird drone. What happens if it goes out of control even though there's somebody there? Why aren't you equally as afraid it's gonna crash into an airplane and, you know, kill thousands of people or something like that? This reminds me again, people are just ignorant about the technology, so the education continues. I mean, what do you guys think? I know for me, that's why I usually like those blind tests where you really challenge people's perceptions of how they view the world and other things. Because again, with this, fundamentally, they're the exact same thing if you think about it. It's a drone, it's something that flies. There's probably an equal opportunity chance of something going wrong. Yet for some reason, this is more acceptable. So yeah, I guess the education continues, huh? Right, hopefully that battery return works out and all that too. I actually have still some great places in mind to visit to get like good drone shots and all that. I'll probably have to hike solo because so far everyone's too afraid to hike in those places, but we'll see. All right, see you guys later.